What would you do today if you knew you could not fail? Well, guess what? You're in luck. You can't. What if I told you that failure is simply an illusion? The concept of failure is seemingly negative, but honestly, it is more often than not for your benefit. Hey there, I'm Nicolette Moore, and I'm here to share with you some quick insights about failure, this icky word failure, and kind of talk about success versus failure and why they're two sides of the same coin. Then we'll go through a morning routine to get your day started off right. So I just asked, what would you do today if you knew you couldn't fail? What is it? What's that one thing that you do today? Or many things. What would you do today if you knew that you could not fail at it? I also mentioned that failure is just an illusion. And so I want to share a quick excerpt out of this book. It's right here. I got it right here. Happy Pocket Full of Money. It's a cute little book. It's a big book. It's a good book. This is just one of those extra tools in your arsenal to help you to get your mind straight about your life so that you can go on to have that successful life that you want. You actually already have a successful life. You just got to see it. Gain and loss are two sides of the same thing. Through loss, you gain new things. Through loss, you know the sweetness of gain. Without loss, there would be no gain. It is the struggling against loss and the preference of gain over loss that causes suffering and retarded growth. You got that? The preference of gain. So we have this tendency to just want, and not realize the benefit of loss. And it causes us internal suffering. It's in the acceptance of both gains and losses as gifts and as fuel for your growth that will propel you to greater heights faster. In the end, you'll see that it was not really loss. At the point when you recognize the gains you got from the loss, you will see that the loss was really a blessing, and that loss does not exist. Every loss has a gain if you only accept and look into it and have patience. Loss is usually the result of an error in your thinking, in which case you have the opportunity to correct your thoughts and make massive gains. Or it is a new opportunity selected by your higher self, designed to take you higher, a chance to discover a new higher truth. Now, I started growing an online business several years ago. At the time, I was just churning out content and I was building my business, building my brand. I was doing well, but then devastation struck. I was pregnant, and at 23 weeks pregnant, I lost my baby. That caused quite a chasm in my life for quite a while. I did not have these kind of tools and resources at the time, or I was not aware of them. It really caused me to shrink within myself and go down a path of many dark months. It was a very painful process to deal with. Coming back to pursue an online business again, it's puts you in a different perspective. I've got a lot of knowledge, and I've worked with agencies, and I've done client consulting, so I have a lot of knowledge. But doing it for myself, it kind of feels like I'm starting over, and it feels self-defeating, and man, if I wouldn't have stopped, where would I be now? You know, all these ideas where I feel like I've failed, but honestly, I haven't failed. I haven't lost anything. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm learning exactly what I need to learn in order to have the best business. And as a matter of fact, when I was building the business before, like I said, I was just churning out content and I was doing what I was told I should do, which was not a bad way to start, but I wasn't really being authentic with what I was doing. Like, I just kind of had some instructions and that's what I was executing on. And though that could work for a time, I didn't feel warm and fuzzies about it. I didn't have this like deep connection to the purpose behind my work. And so I can kind of look back and reflect on that and be like, well, I don't know that I would have wanted to pursue that path for very long anyway, because I wasn't doing something I felt really very good about. So now I'm coming back to doing my own thing. And so I've got a lot of things I have to build from scratch. And so instead of feeling self-defeated or feel like I failed in the past, everything was already set up back then and I already had everything figured out. And now I've got to figure out how to put a website together. I need to figure out how to do funnels again. And I need to figure out all of these different elements that I knew before and I just let go, It's okay. It's okay. Nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. I have a far better understanding of what I'm doing now. Before, I was just following instructions, which is okay, but it's just different. There's nothing necessarily inherently wrong with before, and there's nothing inherently wrong with now. It's just my journey. And you're on a journey, and whatever seeming failures you've had in the past have just led you to where you are today. That's all. All right, so I'm going to find somewhere comfortable to sit down so we can start our morning routine and get your day started right. All right, so find somewhere comfortable to sit. Get yourself comfortable. I'm an old-fashioned. I like Indian style. Yeah, as long as the weather allows it. I love being outside in the morning. There's something about the feel in the air. Now, we've been overcast the past few days. It's like threatening to rain, but it's not really doing much, but that's okay. All right, so let's start our morning routine so that you can start your day feeling awesome. All right, so I hope you found a place that is comfortable by now and you're sitting relaxed and comfortable. I want you to close your eyes and start taking deep breaths. Now, remember, we want to breathe deep. We want to breathe from our bellies, not from our chest. We don't want all that action. Don't do that. Breathe from your belly. Just think about a little baby and how their bellies expand and contract, expand and contract. Think about that belly baby, that baby belly. Think about that and then breathe from your belly and try to have deep breaths and to try to really focus that energy downward. Keep your eyes closed so you can be relaxed and in the moment. Don't worry about me. You just worry about embracing this moment and being present. Now, while you're breathing, I want you to think about 5 things this morning that you're grateful for. Can you find 5 things this morning that you're truly grateful for? And can you feel that gratefulness? Can you feel how grateful you are for those 5 things? My list today, I'm so grateful for my breath. I will always start off grateful for my breath because my breath gives me life. And I'm just caught in awe many times throughout the day, actually, just with the feeling of my breath. Another thing I'm grateful for is the food that I have in my house. I've got a picture of the children that are literally starving in a third world country. They don't have access to food and resources, water, and it breaks my heart. And I'm just so grateful that we have food to feed our children and that we're able to access good, healthy food, as healthy as possible outside of making it, growing it ourselves. Another thing I'm grateful for is I'm a nursing mama. I've got a baby who's almost 1 year old, and after losing my Libby, quite a bit of time passed, but then I got pregnant again. And now that baby, my rainbow baby, I'm nursing, he's almost 1 year old. And I get the honor and privilege of nursing him, which is just a very special relationship that it's a very special relationship. And I'm grateful that I get to share this time with him. Another thing I'm really grateful for is that I got to get that funnel finished yesterday. That was a huge task. I've been working on it for weeks and I finally got it done. So, woohoo! I'm very grateful for that. And then lastly, I had one of my clients send me a video that he created, his very first YouTube video, and he wanted some input on it, and it was incredible. It was incredible to see him get to that point. And so I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful that I was able to create some type of positive influence in his life so that he would take action. So that was a huge win. I'm really, really, really grateful that that happened. Now, hopefully you've had your 5. You've thought about your 5 items. Really tap into that feeling of gratefulness. Keeping your eyes closed. I want to ask you, have any of those 5 items that you just identified, do any of them stem from or have anything to do with failure in other areas of your life, or what you've considered failure? So my baby Zane, for example, if I hadn't lost my baby Libby, baby Zane wouldn't exist. That puts me in a predicament in a sense, because you don't want to say you're grateful that you lost your baby, but on the other hand, I believe the Bible says that our days are numbered, and Libby's days were just short. She came into my life for a reason, and so rather than be angry or resentful that she didn't make it and that she didn't come into my world and I don't get to raise her, I rather take the approach of being grateful for the time I did spend with her, because we did bond and she did affect my life dramatically, and she'll always be a part of my life. She's never not a part of me now, and so there is no loss. And I have a baby Zane who is just beautiful and wonderful, and I'm very, very grateful for him. So what do you have on your 5 that stem from what you thought at one time was as a failure? I want you to acknowledge that, what that failure was, what the thing is that you're grateful for now, and just acknowledge that that thing came from some type of failure and that you're blessed by it now. And let's keep breathing. Let's keep breathing. You're doing awesome. We're almost done. Now remember, the differentiator between quote-unquote success and quote-unquote failure, or quote-unquote not successfulness, right, all boils down to the small actions you take every day, those daily habits. That's why I'm doing this, to have a daily habit of connecting with people and helping them set up good habits for themselves and believe in the day that's ahead of you. But look, success is not glamorous. I know that you're seeking some type of goal. Just remember, success is not glamorous. It's all in the decisions you make today that will lead you to that goal. So keeping your eyes closed, think about your perfect day today. Remember, you can't fail, right? So what does your perfect day today look like? What do you have to do? What do you want to see done? When you lay your head on your pillow this evening, what is going to make you feel happy and grateful that you've accomplished? Think about that. You already know you can't fail. So what's your perfect day today look like? Now I want you to identify one thing that's going to help you move towards the goal. You know the goal. What is that goal that you're working towards? And then what is one thing? Don't worry about the 10 things. Don't worry about the 50 things. Don't even worry about the 5 things. Worry about one thing. What is one thing that you can do to get you towards your goal? I want you to think about that, identify it, and then that, along with your 5 items that you identified as being grateful for this morning, put them in the comments below, because I would love to cheer you on and I would love to celebrate with you. But also make sure you list them in your journal. Get a journal, pull it out, write your 5 things that you're grateful for today, and then write and identify and write down your one thing that you're going to do today. Commit to yourself to do that one thing, because remember, you cannot fail. My goal, I want to build out a new funnel today. I already have all the pieces, I just need to get them put together. So I know I can do it, and I know you can do the one thing that you set your mind to do. So thank you for joining me this morning, getting your day started off right. Make sure you share in the comments below what your things are so we can celebrate together, okay? You go out, have a beautiful day. You cannot fail. Peace out. Much love.